Well, we finally did it. We hit the big 5-0. A milestone, not a lot of people like to mention. You know, of course, gratitude and appreciation for me in a short period, too. And forget that I had 40 subs before this. But you know what? That doesn't matter. What matters is that the point I'm at right now is all that matters. And it's a good point. There's a good point to be at, and right now is a great point. I like what I do. The gameplay videos have slowed. It's kind of dry. There's not a lot to do. Just the same 5 losers on ranked, and I don't really have any ideas for that right about now. You know, there's the smoke alarm, a classic in my videos. I'm gonna find a way to silence that thing, but you can really never know when you're gonna get to a point. There's always a point, but I'm not quite at the peak of where I'm at. Hopefully not, at least. You can always hope to go farther. Just a little gameplay video. I don't even know who I'm gonna play as, but there's certain points where you're like, maybe it ain't worth continuing. You know, I'm getting nothing, no views, no nothing. But it just takes time to find what catches on, what doesn't, what does catch on. It's a game of hot or cold kind of on YouTube, and of course the algorithm. What do people want to see? What kind of content do you want to make? Is it good content? Very important shit all the time. And there it goes again. But there's always like a different idea of what can happen on these kind of journeys. I could fall off real hard, get no views every day with like 1,000 subs. You never know. There's just like there's no point. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I'm gonna keep it mixed up. Maybe I'll start like regular gameplay videos, but that's only if people like that. That's only if it catches on, So it does make you wonder, how long can you keep it up, for how long? I'm doing a solid video every day, it's good work. Good work. Another smoke alarm. I'm trash at this Mortal Kombat though. Alright. Shit. Oh, there we go. Very sloppy, but I'm not the best at regular fighters. It's been quite a road. I've been on YouTube about like 3 years, something like that, 3-4 years. I did Roblox videos. Those got a lot of views, just nobody subbed. And it is what it is. But, these things don't happen overnight. They happen with time, heart, grit, determination, dedication. Another smoke alarm beep. Every smoke alarm beep, every goddamn video game you play, all the F has to reward in something. And another thing, is that there's a lot of people on that ranked shit on UFC 5 that fucking play the game on UFC clans. How do I know that? There was this guy this fella who leaked his fat hand into a Discord, and he got mad at the creator's Discord because he got his fat hand leaked. But it's just like there's a limit to like the online abilities to constantly be on. There's times when you need to get off the internet, and there's always a limit, and that's why you kind of just become a laughing stock or a joke on like communities and stuff like that, because your life is a leaderboard. And it's another smoke alarm beep, but it's quite an interesting thing, and like what UFC does to motherfuckers. motherfuckers. Like, it changes motherfuckers. They don't really want to lose. Like, it's never that serious. Like, it's just a game at the end of the day. Oh, it's good by the AI, but it's just a game at the end of the day. There's nothing like, you're not even making content about the game. You know, I made some UFC 5 content. It never caught on because I never was really about it. I was just still practicing the craft. That was like the first game I played of the UFC genre. I mean, I played 1 through 5 during that. I played 1 through 6. UFC 2 is like one of the funner arcadey games, but you know. It's just an interesting phenomenon in the mind of people. Like, there's still a cheeser at the top. EA still ain't, you know, worked on it properly. Of course, it's just the triangle glitch that people are exploiting now. And it's just like, why would you waste your money on a game you're probably never gonna have fun in, you know? You're just gonna cheese in it. Your life is a leaderboard. There's nothing outside of that. You're just a nobody, pretty much, you know? And it's unfortunate because I don't even think that guy has a YouTube channel. And even the new friggin' #1 leaderboard, it's like life is a leaderboard. You're not getting nothing out of it. Your life is a number in a very niche community. Like, there's UFC fans, but there's not a lot of UFC game players online. And there's not a lot of personality in a lot of those people. Like, they'll be like a very simple, you know. Sometimes I'm very simple, but, you know, I haven't quite brought in my character. When I get a capture card, everything will change. Right now, it's just some solid, you know, whatever. Another smoke alarm beep. Forget it. Mashing buttons. But, you know. Up, down. But, you know, it's a very interesting thing because, like, the community doesn't really understand a lot of things, so, like, play into actual, like, fighting games. I don't think they've even played a Street Fighter in their life. I have, but I'm complete duty. Just because, like, I was playing, like, the ranked third strike shit. It's a very detailed community. Like, people still care about those games. You know, people still do. Interestingly, they care about those games because that's, you know, a nice hobby. But sometimes people, like, in every game, people take it like their life is on the line. It's never that serious, bro. I fought so many people who played not to lose. Or they played not to get finished or shit like that. Or they play the most broken characters like Pereira's. Pereira needs a debuff because he's kind of a absolute creature. Oh shit, I lost. But, you know, it's just to what extent is the game gonna take? Because the smart play patch has to be huge to the community, you know, and it's only gonna either get worse or better. It depends. You probably would like a game where it rewards smart play, or like patches out dumber people who miss a lot. But they also need to fix that Philly shell shit. It's ridiculous. I fought an Uncle Live off stream or off video once, and he just blocked every fucking thing. And he didn't even gas, and he shot like 17 takedowns. I mostly defended all of them. It's just ridiculous on how, like, easy it is to get bailed out by mechanics. Flow state. Like, it's such a cartoonish thing. And not only is it that, it can also save people's asses, you know? So it kind of deducts the skill portion of the game. Because people at the highest level do use the flow state. I've used the flow state because it kind of can help. You know, like in one of my videos where I broke down the aggressive players, you know, thing. And it's kind of like that all the time. You know, where it can allow the ability for a bad player or a player worse than you to get out of, you know, losing. And that's just like another portion of it. Like UFC 5 had the pole mount glitch that kind of helped you from losing. And you know, there's a lot wrong with that because it just allowed people, Joe Schmoes, to become good. You okay, kitty? Eh. Or I got you, bro. But you know, it kind of allows you to be a worse player because of that, you know, and that's never what you really want. You want everything to be competition, if it's in a ranked game mode, especially, you know. You never want the ability of a Joe Schmo beating you because of flow state. You always want to lose to somebody better than you. That's kind of the point of the topic or talking point. You always want to lose to somebody actually better if you lose at all, you know. So it is an interesting thing about that. And so, you know, you kind of wish that it would be like, you know, more of a realistic, you know, realism. That's what we're striding for. We're not striding for, you know, getting knocked down 20 times and then getting a finish, or killing somebody's legs completely and them still being able to knock you out. Just not realistic. Because, you know, it doesn't reward the smart game plans. Like, the Philly shell is completely cracked in this goddamn game. So there's so much that needs to be done. It's insane. My cat is meowing a little. I had to go pet him. But, you know, I'm just making this video, little something, you know, recording with my PlayStation Vita. Gotta use it for something, you know. Can't just all be on the Xbox or computer. My prediction videos do pretty well. I like doing those. It helps me get my views out well. I'm it's not a lot to talk about, but the upcoming card, that's complete slop. It has, I don't think he even has one ranked fighter other than the main event. Tybora's fighting, I forgot. He's ranked. I lost. But, you know, I'll have to look into everything exact on the card, and I'll discuss it today. I think Daniel Rodriguez will win. He has the better resume, and he's just your average Mexican. He has a hard head. I'm about to lose this fight. You know, that was good. Got her. But, you know, it's just, the UFC is putting out these cards where they're just allowing these people to be nobodies and fight on them. And the chances are is that you hire all these people who aren't good at fighting, and, you know, you let them in the UFC. Oh, got clapped. But it just allows you to be, you know, getting your 10-10 contract and being bad, because you'll never win in the UFC again. So you're basically just a stepping stone for people. That's what the UFC's kind of aiming at on their cards, it seems. Like, you know, just having bums around for no reason. Like, let's see an example. Uros Medic versus Dan Rodriguez main card. Oh, there we go. Jan Blachowicz versus Navajo Sterling. That's a fight on that card. And then you got Uros Medic versus Daniel Rodriguez. Navajo Sterling's number 15 in the rankings now from being Cute Labo. Tricky customer, but ridiculous. Tybora's ranked, and that's pretty much it. Unless there's a fighter I'm forgetting about. It's just a very interesting phenomenon in the UFC. Like, they have Vlasto, Seppo. Like, who's that? He'll probably beat Gilbert Urbina, but who's that, you know? That could probably be his only win in the UFC, you never know. I'm trash. Sub-Zero shouldn't have picked him. But that's beyond the point, you know. You kind of always want a good... I'm done with this game. I'm rage quitting right now. No, I'm playing. But, you know, that's like my skill ceiling on regular fighting games. But I'm clearly, you know, a decent player on UFC 6 or whatever. Not like that really matters in the grand scheme of things. But it does help to help you recognize these things, you know, of where you can improve and where you can get better at. Maybe playing other games can help you relax your brain from constantly playing UFC 6. Like, I haven't been uploading on UFC 6. You know, I've been taking a break, been a little tired. That's just my body. I know why. But, you know, but people like prediction videos. People like to see inputs on cards, you know, and there's plenty of channels for it. It's just which personality do you like more. I'm pretty bland, as I'm saying, but, you know, I don't really have the energy because, like, the energy, there's nothing happening. I ain't streaming or anything. Most of this stuff is pre-recorded. Like right now, this is going to be a pre-record. It's going to be a yap session, but... Oh, come here, buddy. Come here. Come here. Aw, kitty. Come on. Orange cat activities. But, you know, it's just a process of learning, you know. How can we get that personality all the way out, you know, like I am in real life? Or everyday life, my bad. I'm looking at this card like Dennis Bazookia is still in the UFC. Why? Didn't he get viciously slimed by goddamn Mauricio Barboza? Rebecca needs a break. He can't fight no more. He needs to take it off because his face has been cut up so much. I guess I'll do predictions here. Jovan Leka is gonna fight Alexander Popek. Something crazy, something like that. Some Polish name like that. I think Popek fought my Vita turned off. Oh wow, it actually shut off. In fact, interesting. I've never seen that happen. It's all good. We're on a blank screen, folks. We're on a blank screen. We're on a blank screen. There we go. Are we back? Let's find out. My cat's hooting and hollering. Let me see. Where are we? Let me see if I can fix this. Boop, 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 boop. Yes, we're back. You know, it's just... Oh, let me fix this on the screen. Yeah, it's a learning experience. Yeah, maybe I should play games that don't crash my shit immediately. You know, so it is an interesting thing. I got my PS3 controller to this. It's just a yap session. So I got Popek. He has the lighter man skill. That's a real phenomenon. Don't quote me on that. But it's a real thing. I believe that's the first fight. I'm surprised that I think Leka was on, or Jovan, or whatever his dumb name is, Serbian guy. I think Popek is, maybe Popek is Serbian. Yeah, Serbian. He might be Serbian. I'm pretty sure he was Polish. He has that ek at the end, like every one of these fuckers. I think he'll get it done for sure. Liarman skill. I think Jovan was on the Contender Series. I don't think he looked too hot, if my memory serves me correct. Nina Milosevic versus Haley Cohen. Didn't Haley Cohen get like slimed out by a knee from Alice Pereira or something like that? Oh, buddy, you okay? I think I have... You can't pick the girl who got slimed. I got Nina Milosevic. No, it's okay, Benny. It's okay. He always wants my attention. He's a nice fella, but... And then it's, you know, a women's fight. So you can only be so... My aim's kind of trash. Ooh, ooh. I died. Oh, buddy, what are you doing? Stop it. This cat. Me and this cat are best friends, bro. I'm shocked. It's quite an interesting thing that he wants to immediately look for some attention. You're okay, buddy. You're okay. I'm kind of confused on what I want to play next. You okay, buddy? You looking at something? Anyway, I got Mateusz Rebecki versus Kyle Prepolek. Oh, buddy. I think Rebecki's gonna get it done. I mean, he is gonna get it done. Prepolek is trash. But, Prepolek fought Benoit, and he fought Drew Dober. Drew Dober was ranked. Benoit is top 5. And Benoit looks so bad against him. You're playing with the little clipboard. But, he looks so bad against Prepolek. But that was a year ago, granted. Prepolek ain't fought since. Interesting, decision making from him. Like, he got a decent fight in a return, so it makes you wonder, what is he really doing? Like, are you really dedicated to fighting? Like, this is a horrible fight for him. Rebecki can grapple, he can strike, he does have those little midget arms, granted. But he does have the midget arms, so it makes you wonder, what can he really do in this situation? Oh, shite. Ooh. Whatever, it's cool. Alright, I'm gonna switch the screens. No. Display capture. Meow. My cat's bugging me. Not even bugging, he's just nice. He just wants some attention. It's okay, buddy. You can always be the one, Alright. Thanks, Vita, for serving your purpose for right now. For some gameplay. I think I'll just leave it like this. Who cares? I don't care. Rebecki. I have Rebecki. A very simple pick. There's no point not to pick Rebecki. He's right next to my desk now. He's right next to me. Let me see if I can just go ahead. There we go. Rebecki's a pretty clear pick. You'd be almost an idiot not to pick him. So, you never know. Prepolek, he can pose an issue, but he's not chinny like Grant Dawson, so I don't know. It could be a Rebecki decision. Rebecki fights a lot. Bazookia, gets slimed. The odds should not be this close. Bogdan Grad is way better than Bazookia. But, Dennis could just hit that crafty win that all the vets want against Grad. Grad's only lost to Tom Nolan and I believe Luke Riley. Those are two good fighters. Like, Nolan is ranked. Luke Riley looks like he's about to be ranked. And Bazookia he lost to Francis Marshall, I believe. Or he beat Francis Marshall, something like that. Split decision. Yeah, Bogdan Grad easily wins this. Mark Volgodin, he's fighting some, I think, KSW champion or something like that. ACA, some promotion like that. I think Volgodin is like, he's so small for the weight class, but he's just a ball of muscle. And I think the other guy will win, the guy he's about to fight, because he is just, you never know with this kind of fight. He was fighting Josiah Masasa. He pulled out. He probably is going to fight somebody else. Yeah, I think I got the other guy. His name was something. Let me go find it. Whoops. I'll go and tap all you real fast. Why not? There ain't nothing I gotta hide. My picks are trash. I'm not doing picks. You can go follow me on there too if you want. I'll look at this card. This one has updated things. Mikos, like, I didn't even know about this fight because it's not on the UFC website. But he's fighting this Borislav Nikolic, something like that. Nikolic. Mike Oliveira. I think Borislav will win. He looks more experienced. He's a grown man. Volgodin is, a young kid still. The UFC is a $1 billion promotion. My bad about that. $1 billion promotion, and still hasn't updated the fighter page. a week before the event. This week, I'm pretty sure. A few days. $1 billion company, by the way. Michael Oliveira versus Oban Elliott. Michael Oliveira slime out. He beat Victor Valenzuela? I was going to say Rio Valenzuela. That's the boxer. Yeah, Michael Oliveira might slime out Oban Elliott. He will, I think, in my opinion. It will be like a first, second round KO. But Oban, I can't pick him after he lost to Mikhailov. And Mikhailov is so slow. And Oliveira isn't slow like that. Granted, I don't know his grappling background because Oban, but it's just Oban's like size. He's not that big of a welterweight. He looks kind of small, like he did against that Seokyoung KO whatever Ko. You got to go with Oliveira. Very simple pick. Ludovic Klein versus Tafik Masaev. Ludovic Klein, please sleep this. Look at this fucking guy. Look at that fucking face, bro. Tell me that guy's not an inbred. Okay, I can't say that. I regret saying that. Not really, no. He's a fucking asshole. Like, this guy's an asshole. He cheats, gets away with it, headbutts on purpose. You know, he's just a dirty fighter. Fuck this guy, man. Ludovic Klein, he's way better skill-wise. He also beat Bahamondes. He didn't struggle like Masaev, I'm pretty sure. He beat him convincingly enough. Just a grapple win, I'm pretty sure. You know, and it makes you wonder, what is, Masaev really doing here, you know? Because he's like the Ryzen, I think, champion before the UFC. Something like that. I don't want to see him succeed. Ludovic Klein, 3-round decision. Maybe, 3-round decision. He ain't getting a finish. Can't finish. Maybe he could. Don't see it. You have to be Oral Bai's, prehistoric club head. Just come in with a club and just club on his head. Take him down, get him. He also cheated in that fight. Masaev's a cheater, bro. He's a dirty little cheater. Moving on. Milos Jancic versus Noah Gugnon. Milos Jancic is who I got. Experience gaps matter. I don't know any of these fuckers, or either of these fuckers, so that's who I'm going. Vlasto Seppo versus Gilbert Urbina. Seppo. Urbina's not good. He's a Ultimate Fighter guy who got lucky, got into the UFC, got slimed by Uros Medic, slimed by pretty much everybody, Charles Radke even. Get him out of here. Get him gone. 185 fight 2. He's getting chinned. Dusko Todorovic versus Robert Valentine. The battle of the mid fighters, or the trash fighters. Oh man. Look how close they are next to each other in the Topology rankings. Man. I got Todorovic decision. This fight doesn't really mean shit to me, so I don't really care if I'm wrong. But Valentine lost to Torres Finney, who's not good. Like, Torres Finney got broken by goddamn Jacob Malkoun. Buddy. Come on. So, yeah. Pretty simple shit. Well, that's okay, buddy. Anyway, moving on. Marcin Tybura versus Alexander Rakic. I have Rakic. Ladderman skill. Like, good low kicks. Blobs don't know how to check low kicks like that. I know there's some Tybura fans out there. Don't forget, the Blob still has a fan base. I will be sad if he gets slimed out. But Rakic, decision. I wonder how Rakic is going to look. That weight cut at 205 is probably taking the toll on him. Plus, that knee injury did not help. Jan Blachowicz, Navajo Sterling. Listen very close. I got Jan Blachowicz. Navajo Sterling isn't a world beater in my opinion. He basically beat Qute Laba by letting Qute Laba beat Qute Laba. He didn't even show levels. He kind of was in some trouble. He got mounted, I'm pretty sure, with a guillotine. If I ain't mistaken, or he got caught in one at least. And, QT Lopez, he's a tricky, crafty vet, but I don't really see that happening here. And, Jan Blachowicz he's old. He's older, definitely older. Look at that picture, old-ass picture of him. But he's older. He's definitely an older man now. Plus coming off an injury. But I don't think that's going to take away from his skill as a fighter. It could. It definitely can. I just don't think it's going to be that big of an issue. Because he's already coming back. He was going to fight Guskov, who's way worse technically than Sterling for sure. 100%. But Sterling is like a slow... he's a slow kickboxer. I got Jan Blachowicz. Jan Blachowicz has shown time and time after, fighting these prospects that he still can have it. And he showed against Olberg, Ankalaev. Ankalaev wasn't a prospect, but Olberg, I'm pretty sure he even... Guskov, he showed skill. He is an old man, though, so I do get concerned. Moving on, main event. Uros Medic versus Daniel Rodriguez. I'm going to take a sip of water for this one real quick. Okay. Daniel Rodriguez, KO round 1. Hear me out. Hear me out. Uros Medic looks good. He looks good. He's a fun fighter. I like that. I like fun fighters. Rodriguez is a fat old man. I don't want him to win. I really don't. I think he's going to win. That's the difference. It's not about who you really want to win anymore. It's about who you think wins, unfortunately. I want Uros to just go out there, fucking, head hook, body hook, uppercut, KO, sleeps him. The crowd goes wild in his home crowd. That's the hope. Unfortunately, I don't think it will happen. Daniel Rodriguez, he's... he beat Kevin Holland. He looked good for the first 2. Then Holland took over, I'm pretty sure. Something like that. I think it was like a second, third, Rodriguez were 1 and 2. I think he dropped the third. He's been out for a year. Buddy, come here. What are you doing? Fuck ass guy. Don't worry about it. Alright, bro. Get away from my toothbrush. Alright, he's yapping to me. But Uros Medic, he's been chinned a few times, and he's only lost to Oral Bite, and he lost to Punahele Soriano. Soriano is not all that. And I believe he also lost to some other guy. Let me check real quick. We can check this out together. We can look at resumes together, guys. YouTube. Alright, let's look at his resume. Who he's been finished by. Soriano, Oral by Jalen Turner. This was 3 years ago. Last year, And it was 30 seconds in. And, Salikov is an old man. Granted, Daniel Rodriguez is an old man, but he's ranked an old man. Urbina already has been shown he ain't all that. And Jeff Neal, what's he been on? A losing streak. He has been chinned. People forget, man. Split decision with the current title challenger. People forget. But, Uros could pull off what he did against Jeff Neal and just clip him early, sleep him, make the snot fly out of Daniel Rodriguez's nose. The thing is, Daniel Rodriguez really hasn't lost to, that many bad fighters. He really, really hasn't. I got confused with my OBS page. He really hasn't, and he did almost lose to, the Leech. I forgot about that, but that was 4 years ago. That's the thing. He lost to Neil Magny, Darce choke. Uros don't got that kind of ground game, I'm pretty sure. Especially with a long, rangy kind of guy. Then he lost to Ian Gary, about to fight for the belt. He lost to Kelvin Gastelum, missed weight by, 10 pounds, something crazy like that. Gastelum eating the tacos before the fights. Morono, that's an iffy fight. But that's a different style matchup where Morono really didn't have much power to offer to Rodriguez for him to be weary of. Ponzinibbio, he did have the power. It just wasn't very, I care about this other Unk. You know, they're both Unks. Unk versus Unk. But and then you got Kevin Holland. Maybe Kevin Holland downplayed Uros Medic. I mean, not Uros Medic. Daniel Rodriguez, and like he didn't take him as serious because he was an old grandpa. That doesn't really matter. You know, what matters is can you pull it off or can you not? And he couldn't pull it off, unfortunately. You know, so I think Rodriguez has a great chance at this fight. He gets past that first round, that explosiveness from Uros Medic is gone. He gets a finish. Because Uros Medic is a first round finisher. So I got Daniel Rodriguez. I know a lot of people don't have him, but that's why I got in the main event. Like, Uros Medic is good. He just can't fight outside that first round sometimes, I'm pretty sure. Maybe he can. I don't know how good his gas tank is going to be for this. Because he could do like Kevin Holland and just think, I'm going to get rid of this guy in a round. You know? Or I'm going to get rid of him, light work. But they're both the same height. Poses an interesting threat to Medic. Rodriguez has that deceptive long reach over Medic. You know, reach doesn't mean too much, but it's deceptively, you know, it could get him caught. So, it's an interesting one. Daniel Rodriguez, second, third round KO, or it's an Uros Medic, immediate slime out, first round knockout. Nasty, snot flying out Daniel Rodriguez's nose. Erases the tattoos off his head, all types of shit, you know. You never know. You never know. I think that'll do it for this video. Thanks for the 50 subscribers, guys. All 50 of you. If you even watch my videos, you know, I appreciate all of it. You know, we can appreciate this slop card. I probably won't be watching all of it. You know, $1 billion company doesn't even have the most recent fighters added. Just make him like that guy. Alright, I think that'll do it. Goodbye.